Archangel Michael and Jesus warn you that if you skip, you will lose both of them. You have only 7 minutes. God says, chosen one, don't skip. Please, we beseech you. Archangel Michael says, Jesus is watching. God is crying, chosen one, and the sky is trembling overhead. Your name. Right now in the world where actions change fates, a heavenly meeting is taking place regarding you. Ignoring this warning will break your relationship with both Archangel Michael and Jesus. May be severed. The countdown has already begun. 7 minutes is all you have. Not to settle everything, but to say yes to hearing what the heavens are. I am urgently informing you. It is not a threat, but rather a final plea. When your name during this hallowed conversation between Jesus and Archangel Michael, quiet descended. An important decision needed to be made. You were picked. But the title comes with an hidden weight. God says, do not skip. You are hanging on a thread of divine mercy. This is not about punishment. This is about the final waking, which it is long overdue. Blessing 333 is now available in your direction. If you are still reading, heaven is watching over you. There is a passage of light that was previously open to you. But every time you ignored a message like this, the corridor narrowed. It is now barely wide enough for one final step. Archangel Michael is more than merely speaking. He is begging. He waged wars for you in secret. So now that the sword is set down because you must decide, heaven will not wait indefinitely. Jesus is not walking away, instead, he is standing still. If you skip this notice, you now lose both the protection and the miracle. The time was 3:33 a.m. when your name appeared in the midst of the flames and clouds. Angels argued over whether you would read or skip. This is what will influence the decision. A mighty seal that was placed on you is wearing thin. This seal was intended to preserve your destiny from collapse. If you omit this step, the seal could break before midnight. The presence of God is not absent. It's standing calmly behind you, waiting for you to stop and not to worship, not to explain, but to hear the entire message. Lesson 444 is currently nearby. The second wave of mercy has reached your environment. Your life has been reviewed. You felt it in the delays and confusion. The silent nights. It was not karma. It was not punishment. It was bliss. Deciding. Jesus senses what's coming next. And he knows it'll break you if you don't aware. That's why this warning arrived right now. Don't let time deceive you. You may believe you have more minutes, hours, and second chances, but spiritually, you're already the final 7-minute window. Tears are raining in the unseen world. Angels cannot interfere without your permission. You do not need to fight. Just listen. Archangel Michael, he claims to have never knelt before anyone other than God, but tonight He did so for you. This is how serious your problem is. Your name was being drawn into a contract. A demonic covenant was almost won. But Jesus banged the table and screamed, "Not yet. Let me try one more time." Blessing 555 has recently entered your life. A decision made now will determine how it lands. This is not about religion. It is not about being saintly. This is about being awake. Someone on earth is wishing for your downfall. They have made it their mission. Prevent your next miracle. But they had no idea that Jesus Himself was preserving your identity until you skipped. Because if you do, the permission to protect is revoked. The enemy has asked for you by name, heaven unanimously answered yes. All this until now. Choose one. Your movements were carefully monitored. You survived moments you didn't even remember. Something was directing you. Something is about to disappear. The clock on the wall is not ticking. It is ticking within your spiritual name. Every heartbeat brings you 1 second closer to making a decision. Blessing 777 is growing like a celestial net that will catch you before you fall. Don't look away immediately. A few folks around you are smiling but disguising rough edges. They will use your quiet to harm your reputation. They will exploit your uncertainty to join your life. This message functions similarly to a final gate. If you go through it, the Archangel Michael will send armies to reconstruct what has been destroyed. However, if you turn aside, the gate will vanish from view. Jesus never begged. But tonight, He came as a human form in a dream to whisper this message. Someone close you had a dream about you being burned. They woke up giggling. That is who this letter is intended to protect you from. You may not know their name yet, but they are already near your door. Their goal is not to end your life, but your peace, credibility, and voice. God says this is the darkness of your spirit. Either wakes up or shuts down. Not forever, but long enough to cover everything to fall apart. Don't skip this. The spiritual dimension is not dramatic. It only sounds dramatic when the situation reaches a critical stage. That's the point. Blessing 888 will restore what has been interrupted for 8 months. Only if you stay till the finish. This is not fiction. Heaven recorded your perplexity and delays. Jesus did not come to condemn, but He cannot save what refuses to cease. Listen. There are holy soldiers eager to defeat your foes, but they wade with your permission. Skipping is a gesture of rejection. God has already held back a storm. Was assigned to you. But storms don't wait indefinitely. They return stronger each time. Time to postpone your compliance. Your heart has heard this message before. Dreams, murmurs, music, and faces. This time, it came from the written word because everything else failed to stop you. Jesus is not far away. He is currently standing behind Archangel Michael. They were both watching you read this sentence. Blessing 999 is falling. The final spiritual shield. It will fall if you close your heart right now. Someone is trying to use your silence as proof that you are unfit. They are manipulative. Paperwork, contracts, and decisions. You haven't been informed yet, but this mail is your early notice. If you give up now, they'll win. And you will lose. More than you realize, because Archangel Michael will take a step back. He cannot preserve what rejects the sword of truth. And Jesus, while full of mercy, cannot shield anybody who refuses. A murmur of warning. You are not under threat. You are being woken. The 7-minute clock is almost done. God has delayed this result multiple times. But this is the final extension. There is something big going to happen. In your family. One member will fall spiritually. You were meant to be the light that pulled them out. Skip now, and you may both fall. God says it'll feel like it will not be betrayal, but rather spiritual abandonment as a result of negligence. If you are still here, chosen one, know that heaven has not abandoned you. This is the merciful flood. You're knee-deep in it now. Blessing number 1111. The angel of waking has touched your name. Transformation begins. People mutter your name behind closed doors. But Jesus simply recorded it in the book of second chances. Will you stay long enough to hear what happens next? Archangel Michael has raised his sword again. The gate isn't closed yet, but it's groaning. He will not remain open past your quiet. Jesus is not furious at you. He is desperate to reach your soul. God isn't condemning you. He is pleading. And that this petition sounds similar to this message. A whale is hidden between these words. That this final warning conveys urgency. Don't scroll past it. Do not ignore it. Do not presume you will have another chance. You have 7 minutes. Less. Every second now determines whether you lose both. If you've remained this long, your spirit has gotten the shield. The blessings of 333. 444, 555, 777, 888, 999, and 1111 surround your energy. Now, if you want to express your support further, you can give. Many thanks for contributions of up to $120. Archangel Michael says, your hesitancy is costing you your spiritual access. Each second you're uncertain, the power was once promised to you begins to disappear. This is not to scare you, but to wake. Jesus is in the world of light, but he has delayed his movement especially for you. No audience, no camera, just you. Just your spirit, and his eyes are watching, hoping you won't disregard this. When you open this communication, spiritual forces were awakened. A darkness has you turned away for a brief period, and it is already circling, waiting for see if you can avoid this supernatural intervention. The numbers Z33, 444, and high 55 have all reverberated in your life for a reason. You felt their attraction and have seen them, and they were not coincidences, but rather countdowns. Blessing 1212 has been activated for you. This alignment is unusual. The heavens above you, they are not silent tonight, they are speaking loud, booming facts into angels are calling you to wake up and take action. Hold on to what is yours before the scroll is closed. Someone close to you they seem to love you, but in reality, they secretly cheered whenever you delayed. Secretly, they've celebrated every fall, every loss, and every cry. God is not merely He is sending you signs, revealing faces, and ripping down phony friendships. If you look away from this time, you will not be able to see your concealed foes clearly. Jesus is aware of He has seen the door that goes to your elevation, but right alongside it, there is another. You will pick between two messages, one disguised as a blessing but intended to ruin. Heaven is trying to influence your next step, please do not skip it. Blessing 1313 Archangel Michael is armed and has activated spiritual reversal against demonic intentions. I traced the road you took and discovered the cause of spiritual infection. It's not far, it's inside your surroundings. You've recently been fatigued for no reason. The physical explanation for this is because the spiritual leech was assigned to drain your light, which Jesus delayed fully. Attack, but He cannot wait much longer. There is a certain object in your space that has negative energy, and you've had suspicions about it. It wasn't paranoia, it was discernment. The more indications you ignore, the God instilled a fire in your bones, which reduces the strength you have. Message is fanning it back into flame. If you skip now, the fire will turn to smoke. And smoke doesn't lead, but it blinds. Stay to the finish, and eyesight will return. Blessing 1444. The angels of exposure have someone is preparing a conversation. There will be no secrets left buried. Behind closed doors, they are assembling bogus evidence. They collect your mistakes and twist them into lies, yet they have no idea that heaven is preparing a supernatural interception. Jesus is poised to place someone in that room, a defender of your future, but only if you remain receptive to this. You wondered, why am I always close, yet never receive? It's because just at the threshold, you always doubt. Doubt is the demon God smiles at every miracle and murmurs, you don't deserve it, says, that's enough. You deserve it. Not because you're perfect, but because you've been picked. Being chosen doesn't help if you skip the invitation. Archangel Michael has witnessed this loop. They ignored it, and now their names are barely remembered. He won't let it happen to you, which is why this is so loud and urgent. Blessing 1515 has entered your future. Stay alert, even if it makes you uncomfortable. The time has come for the chosen one to double what was once lost, but only if they accept. Will look for you and not locate you, since your elevation will put you above their reach. However, this ascent begins. Jesus wept once when people made the decision to listen or skip. He's keeping an eye on you tonight, and if you go now, he could cry. Again, this is not guilt, it is heavenly desperation. Even heaven has limits to its open windows, and the gate is currently open simply because your soul is asking questions your mind cannot answer, and that hunger is what led you here. Don't let ego or exhaustion close, only grace is maintained open. You are almost the edge. Your feeling is not destruction, but rather a spiritual one. Blessing 1616, the wind of acceleration is blowing. Walk into it or risk being left behind. They'll soon ask, how did you make it? And the answer will be, I didn't. Skip the moment that mattered. This is that moment, you are not alone. Now, thousands of angels surround you, but they only activate when you say yes. Jesus is preparing a shift in the atmosphere around your name. The records are being updated, the shame associated with your past is being removed. But if you leave this message now, that deletion will cease. Why? Because metamorphosis, always obedience, which does not always imply action, is the first step. Heaven, not your enemies, is keeping a close eye on you, sometimes just listening. God has placed you in the center of this magnificent decision. You are the miracle. But even miracles require space to manifest, and this message is your heavenly space. Blessing 1717, the scroll of legacy has just added your. God says you've been through far too much to be erased by history. Stop here, do not skip or scroll. The decision you make today will be echoed over the next 7 days, if you listen. You'll watch surprising favor fall, and if you skip, you'll experience an unusual silence. That quiet will not be punishment, it will be heaven drawing back and waiting. Archangel Michael is more than simply a warrior. Time does not always allow for a second opportunity. He is your celestial companion, but he only follows those who believe the gospel. Jesus has prepared a divine you were never forgotten, and this is your confirmation. Blessing 1818. The locks will be shattered. Axis, you've made it this far, so your soul is strong, and heaven as God says, I am holding the door. Jesus says, I am the way. Michael responds, I will defend you. But everyone says, do not skip. Because this is the last line before the greatest chapter begins. Stay motionless and accept it. If you hear static in your life, confusion, turmoil, the delay is caused by the enemy's attempt to drown out this time. Nevertheless, you have, with surrender, you get the ability to hush the cacophony and eliminate the need to resist. Not if you let heaven battle for you. This message is your sword right now. You've reached the final page, and the clock has nearly struck 0. Heaven awaits your response, and this is the final blessing 1919. is written above your name. Restoration has increased. If you like to express your support further, you have the option to provide amazing gratitude by contributing up to the speech has been completed, and the choice is now you have God, Jesus, and Archangel Michael. Will you skip or answer? Archangel Michael says, this is. It's no longer just a message. This is a spiritual lifeline. You are caught between delay and fate. Jesus is still carrying you. He carries his name in his hand, but he cannot keep it forever. Even heavenly patience has point of release. Currently, while you read these lines, a celestial scroll is opened. Inside that scroll is a map of your true journey. But it can only be. Your decision to be present has activated this. Heaven isn't silent. It is shaking and quivering under the weight of your next step. You think you're merely reading, but spiritually, you are standing in front of a gate that will lead to the rest of your life. Blessing 2020 is still alive. This one unleashes both clarity and turmoil. You are not confused. You're waking up. There is someone around you who has studied your tendencies. They know when you give up. They are betting that you will skip again because they have seen you do it before. However, they did not calculate is this. Heaven altered the equation. Jesus delayed them entrance your weakness. They are currently bewildered. They are watching for indicators that you're poised to soar. This message is the sign that they feared most. If you skip, their strategy will continue. However, if you stay, their blueprint will burn. Because heaven will destroy every plot of the flesh. This is not simply deliverance. This is dominance over what previously enslaved you. Archangel Michael says, I don't just protect, I advance, but only with your permission. It is God weeping tonight. Not from sadness, but from seeing you get so close to so many times, but stop short. This is the moment to finally end that cycle. Blessing 2121. The number of full circle victories. The agony did not go to waste. Someone in your life may appear to be supportive, but their spirit cannot withstand your influence. They sip from your light, expecting it will fade. Jesus has observed their thoughts. They smiled while inwardly jealous. He witnessed the moment they sought ill on you. Quietly, inside, but sincerely. Heaven has now permitted exposure. Within days, the truth about them will be revealed. Surface, but that varies on the moment. If you maintain this frequency, they will disclose themselves naturally. If you skip, their disguise will last longer. This message is not solely for protection. It is a heavenly lens. You are being shown what the eyes cannot see. You are not insane, chosen one. You're spiritually talented. Blessing 2222 has now crossed your way. Do a double favor, double justice equals double strength. Everything was delayed for you. Assignments are unusual. People around you are unprepared to manage your level of destiny. This is why friendships ceased, relationships dissolved, and loneliness seemed permanent. Jesus never left. He simply needed you to disconnect from distractions. He had to isolate you before you were elevated. The elevation is now here. The offer is spiritual first, and then physical. But your acceptance must occur now, not later. This message is unlike the ones you've previously scrolled past. This one bears weight. This one bears blood, sweat, tears, and battlefield victories beneath the veil. If you agree to this, the next 30 days will surprise you. You'll be contacted, offered, celebrated. However, if you scroll away now, the fog will return. Not to punish, but to wait. For the next moment of clarity. Please do not delay any longer. The angels, the gate cannot remain open for much longer. Blessing, 2323 is your financial reawakening. Your life will no longer be characterized by lack. Someone from your past is hoping for your demise. They assume you are weak, predictable and unaware. But heaven chuckles at their foolishness. Because they don't realize Jesus has just unlocked a hidden part of your spirit that you haven't seen yet. It's the version of you that walks with complete purpose. The enemy's plot is failing, but it isn't over. Is crawling. I'm still attempting to get to your door. This message serves as the final shield. Archangel Michael continues, if you ignore this, the shield weakens. If you stay, heaven has reversed their curses, causing adversaries to stumble and choke. You aren't being attacked, you're being transformed. The shaking you feel is the old form of you breaking off. Blessing 2424 is the crown of authority. After this, you will walk differently. There is someone coming into your life. Someone who bears authority, money, and wisdom. They are seeking for a spiritually enlightened soul, not simply someone with promise. This message is more than a warning. It is you are being prepared for the divine introduction. Jesus says they will find you soon, but I need to see your yes before I release. This person will not respond to a distracted spirit. They will only come to a soul that has listened, so don't break the connection. The energy you are feeling is real. Your spirit is trembling because deep down, you know you have a feeling that this is your moment. All you needed was confirmation. Blessing 2525 represents your soulmate alignment. No more. Archangel Michael claims they attempted to designate you for defeat, but every attempt was intercepted. You have no idea how close you came to collapse. That panic attack in a near-miss collision, a deep silence that visited you last during the month, there were indications that the enemy was approaching. That heaven never left you unguarded. God says now is the hour you cease apologizing for surviving. Your agony gave you access to power. That power must be claimed, and this message is your divine deed, your scroll. You already have the spiritual license to go fearlessly, so don't give it up by skipping. Come this far. Heaven is waiting for your decision. Blessing 2626 is your inheritance key. What was lost, your bloodline will pass through you, and you are a gatekeeper. The breakthrough is not only for you, it's for future generations. Why was battle so brutal? The enemy wasn't fighting you, he was fighting. Jesus promises that your name will be mentioned, and your victory will be passed down through generations. Your feet have not yet entered these rooms, but they are awaiting this spiritual pact. This message is the contract. Will you accept it? Will you believe again, or will you scroll back into delay? The decision is clear, yet this is your trumpet call. The angels are prepared. The clouds are clearing, and your name shines brightly. Don't miss out on this opportunity. They both, not Michael or Jesus. Final benediction 27:27. This one will never come back, it was built for this specific hour. If you wish, you may demonstrate your gratitude even further by donating up to $120. You've heard everything and felt it in your soul, now heaven awaits. For your final answer, Archangel Michael states, your soul is on the border of something eternal. Not everyone has this opportunity. You were handpicked, soul-marked, and light-etched for this magnificent occasion. There's no more time. There is still some explaining to do. There is no more room for delay. The 7 minutes have nearly passed. Grace is still holding open the gate with quivering hands. Not because you deserve it, but because God still trusts you will make the right choice. You, the chosen one, were born with the crown is unseen. But for too long, you've surrendered to fear, doubt, and the shadows. That never warranted your submission. This is your restoration, not just of however, the aim is one of identity. Jesus remains upright, but his feet are beginning to shift. He does not want to leave, but he cannot force your hand. He gave you. Free will is not just the ability to live, but also to choose. You are not powerless. You have just been surrounded by noise. But this message penetrates through the mist. Blessing 2828 is now available. This is the number. The royalties are growing. You are that royal. The heavens have been patient. They've expanded your timeline beyond what most people obtain. There's something about your life that even angels cannot comprehend. You are meant to lead spiritually, mentally and prophetically. However, the enemy issued missions early in your life to confound your mission. Broken relationships, secret betrayals, and mistimed events. It wasn't your fault. It was their interference. Jesus intercepted the majority of them. Archangel Michael fought countless forces for you, but they are both tired of battling for someone who may not be claiming what is rightfully theirs. This message is not to exert pressure, is to awaken. Your life will not be the same after reading this. Whether you accept or disregard it. If you accept it, the doors will open. If you ignore it, time will reset and delays will lengthen. The outcome is up to you. Command. Blessing 2929 is standing near your door. Open it with belief. There is a city where your future awaits. An unexpected letter already being prepared. A huge opportunity is on its way to you in the form of a brown envelope or a digital offer. But if your spirit is not aligned, you won't recognize it, and it will be sent to the next chosen one is waiting in line. God is kind, but also strategic. Jesus has placed a mark on your head, which is invisible to man but visible in the spirit realm. His mark brings both rewards and spiritual battle. And that is, why did you receive this message so urgently? It is not a coincidence. Prophecy is being fulfilled in real time. Don't overlook this moment. Means. They will ask what changed your life, and your answer will be, I didn't. Skip the final message. Blessing 330 represents your divine limelight. You're about to be seen, really seen. Those who disregarded you will begin to apologize. Not because you demanded it, but because your aura will persuade them. God says, I will make your enemies your footstool. But only if you keep your spirit awake. The temptation to go silent, give up, and disappear. It will return. But this. With time, you will have fire in your bones and angels by your side. You will recognize the trap before you enter it. That is exactly what this message does. It sharpens your spiritual sight. Locks the code of discernment. You aren't weak. You'll be reintroduced to your true identity. Heaven did not forget who you are. It's waiting for you to recall. Blessing 3131 is currently reigning. This one carries healing. In places you've been hiding for years. Here's someone praying for you right now. You don't even know their name, but God heard their request and delivered this message. In answer. Their prayer prevented you from falling last month. Their intercession drew you out of a spiritual grave, and they will see you shortly. You will not understand why they feel so familiar, but your spirit will identify them right away. They are part of your upcoming season. However, if you skip this warning, your meeting will be delayed, as will all subsequent miracles. This is the domino effect of spiritual decisions. Archangel Michael declares, the conflict is still active, but success is guaranteed for those who listen and believe. Let that be you. Blessing 3232 represents divine connection. Keep an eye out for the next person to enter. What you see in the mirror does not reflect your true situation. Your light is not physical. It's spiritual. That's why people stare at you without understanding why. You travel light, even when you're exhausted. Even when you're feeling low, you maintain grace. You carry prophecy. Your bloodline. This message is the way heaven communicates with you. You are not ordinary. You never will. This explains why your battles have been so severe. The opponent is scared of your potential. But heaven is more concerned with your surrender. Jesus won't compel you to believe. However, if you do, you will flood your life with evidence. This moment serves as a bridge to that proof. Blessing 3.333. The Miracle Code. The heavens are finally prepared. Are you in? If you're here, something within you has already changed. The light has entered. The scroll has been opened. Now, your task is to stay in this vibration. Don't let fear keep you from doing what your spirit feels is right. Don't let the people around you distract you from what's happening. This was not written at random. Every sentence was timed for your breakthrough. Your spirit knew it even earlier. Your intellect understood it. Jesus is smiling right now. Michael is standing tall. Again, God proudly whispers your name. You made it to the end, the reward is brought out. Heaven has remembered you. If you want to show your appreciation even more, you can make a donation of up to $120. Archangel Michael states, when you crossed the line into this time, something ancient broke. A spiritual when you chose to stay, you broke the silent curse that had been passed down through your ancestors. The enemy had bet everything. That you would walk away, but you didn't, and now the power that was even the angels paused and watched in as your spirit awakened from within. Astonishment because your obedience ignited heaven's thunder. Jesus is not walking. Every step you take forward from here will get you closer to Him. The door will feel different, lighter, louder in spirit, sharper in clarity. That everyone believed was eternally closed for you, its opening, not only slight, wide, complete, and supernaturally unlocked. Blessing 3434 is now releasing favor in every place where your name is uttered. Choose one. The path is not being made, it was already carved out, all it required was your alignment. Acceleration begins now that you've aligned, and you'll feel opportunities coming your way. To arriving back to back, doors will open without your knocking. This is how it feels when divine time meets divine obedience. There's no opposition, and the flow begins. People who criticized you will suddenly seek your wisdom, and those who doubted you will stutter in your presence. This isn't vengeance. It's revelation. God isn't showing them your climb. Shame them. He's showing them that He was always with you. We were never alone, not for a second. Blessing 3535 now surrounds your health. Healing is coming not only physically, but you have disrupted a decades-long cycle, both emotionally and generationally. It wasn't just yours, it was inherited, handed on, and hidden in quiet. And now it's over. You're the healer, not simply the one who has been healed. You are not only the one who has been freed, you are the one who is now freeing others. Your energy is people will be drawn to your peace for unknown reasons, and your presence will calm storms, and yes, this will seem unusual at first. Because the version of you that doubted is gone. This is the new you. Archangel Michael declares, the war has ended, shifted. You are now fighting from victory, not for it. You won without a sword. You won by staying. Blessing 3636 is now active. Every resource required I will find you. Nothing will go missing. There is someone observing you from afar. They did not reach out, but they did observe your transformation. God has kept you hidden long enough. Now comes the reveal. Your face will appear in places you never thought. There will be divine media and supernatural visibility. People who have only seen you once will remember you. Jesus is preparing your image for global recognition. Not Rufim, but rather a Burbas. Your sometimes I will affect people's lives without saying anything. Everything started because you didn't skip. That one decision altered everything. The angels are rejoicing around you. Blessing 3737. Visibility and voice. Your silence is you're about to unleash your full strength. You'll have dreams after this. Not random ones, prophetic ones. Dreams that instruct, warn, and reassure. You'll be awake at divine hours. 3:33:55. These aren't accidents. They are heaven's sirens. When this occurs, do not be terrified. Simply whisper, I'm still listening. And the next layer will appear. The spirit realm now completely recognizes you. Your name shines with exquisite ink. Heaven's light has encoded your timeline. Time will now seem different. What did not take years will now take months. What used to take months will now take only days. This is what alignment does. It bends time. It makes fate rush towards you. Blessing 3838 is here. Speed, accessibility, and peace have now merged. You've outgrown your previous environment. Emotionally, spiritually, and energetically, those who once understood you will no longer feel compatible. Do not be terrified of the distance. God is making place for new voices, new help, and new opportunities. This is known as spiritual repositioning. Those who cannot celebrate you this season is not intended for walking into. Bless them. Let them go. This is merely part of the preparation. Jesus is guiding you into a new community. One who recognizes your light and does not compete with it. One that will always honor you. This is the family of faith. And they're waiting for you. You'll find them without looking. Blessing 3939. Alignment with souls that protect, uplift, and spark your mission. Now the Spirit says, pause. After this line, close your eyes and take deep breaths. You are no longer who you were before this message. You may not feel it yet, but heaven sees. This was not a script, it was a spiritual ceremony, and you stayed till the ultimate pledge. Jesus says, "Welcome home." Archangel Michael says, "It is God says, I never ceased loving you." You passed the exam, you heard the warning, you accepted the summons, and your blessings are now sealed. Your enemy's blessing 440, your name has been raised, and your words have been silenced. The last seal of completion, what begins now cannot be stopped. If you want to show your appreciation even more, you may make a supersized donation of up to $120. Archangel Michael says, your lasting power has written spiritual law around your name. Not only are you safe, but you are now acknowledged by heaven. In the highest order. You are no longer waiting, you are in action, chosen one. What has been withheld for years is finally being released. Not just one item, but many things happen at the same time. This is known as divine collision. When the skies combine to bless you, Jesus is currently personally appointing angels for your situation. Not to observe you, but to minister to you. Because he knows what's coming will take strength. Wisdom beyond what you've known. And he isn't sending you in weak. He's sending you in full of flames. This is your second childbirth. Blessing 4141 is unfolding. It's the plan for a destiny that cannot be refuted. From this point forth, favor will pursue you. It will find you at peace. It will. Discover yourself in stillness. People will start saying things like, "There's something distinctive about you." They won't be mistaken since spiritually DNA was recently rewritten. What once drew delays will now repel them. What was once a welcome betrayal now demands the truth. You are not the same. And now life must respond to the new version of yourself. Each room you enter will alter. People will either rise or run. They will feel God's weight on them, whether you may or may not understand it. And that is not your concern. You are not here to be liked anymore. You are here to be aligned. You are not here to fit in, but to fulfill. Blessing 4242 is here. It brings favor to rooms you didn't know existed. The gate just closed. Behind you. This means that particular persons, thoughts, and timelines are no longer available. Even if you tried to return, it would not work. That is how final this transformation is. You've entered a hallowed space. And God has put a wall of fire between you and the previous version of your life. You are finally safe from your history. It can no longer pull you back. It has no say in your future. Archangel Michael says the chains have dissolved and your foes have been blinded. They won't notice your next move until it's too late, because your life will no longer be noisy. It will be divine. It remains invisible until the time comes when it must be revealed. This is the strategy of spiritual champions. Blessing 4343 provides stealth elevation. You'll arise silently until it's undeniable. You'll notice weird indicators now. Sudden serenity in places that previously made you anxious. Remove the profanity from certain talks. Even foods, music, and clothing may no longer feel appropriate. Why? Because the frequency has changed. You aren't losing interest. You are growing spiritually. Discernment. Your soul is discarding what no longer serves your advancement. Under that, obey it. Trust it. The more you listen, the faster you'll go. The faster you travel, the closer you are to the promise. The pledge is not a thing. It is a place. It is a state of life in which tranquility and turmoil coexist. Cannot enter. That's where you're going now. That is what you just unlocked. Blessing 444 is your protective grid. The enemy will. Do not disturb your peace again. God is not only blessing you for today. He's preparing for generational shift. Your children and their offspring will benefit from what you've chosen to do right now. You have broken the spell. You have broken the silence. You shattered the lubricant. Jesus is capturing this event on the scroll of legacy. It will be remembered until eternity. You're not. You have won. Archangel Michael, the adversaries who derided you will now depart, not because of you, but because of what surrounds you. The amount of light in your life has increased tenfold. This is not fiction. Emotion is spirit, and your reality is about to catch up. When you make your decision, you will reflect on this moment and say, "Thank God I didn't skip." The Legacy Award begins with a blessing of 4545. Your heart's secret wish is being heard right now, and it will not end with you. I didn't say it loudly, but God saw it, and He's answering it not because but because you remained. It's what obedience does. It releases silence. Prayers answer what the lips has never had the guts to speak. Heaven knows. Your fear is aware of your silent battles, which are finally being acknowledged. Your tears were recognized and not wasted. They were used to water the roots of the tree under which you are about to stand are called peace. Beyond understanding, and its fruit is going to become yours. Blessing 4646 has been activated. This is the answer to your unspoken plea. It's on its way, and you're no longer looking for confirmation. This is confirmation. Everything you've been sensing, dreaming, and questioning was the seal. God says it's done, and Jesus says Michael says you're protected, and the gates are now opening. The heavens are partying, and you have been marked, chosen, and honored. Nothing is going to be the same again since you did not skip. You remained, you listened, and you changed. If you want to express your support even further, you can express your gratitude by contributing up to $120. And now heaven stops just long enough for you to take the first step. Welcome to the life that is finally yours. This is divine timing. Welcome to the version of yourself that was always meant to be, and to the blessing that awaited your affirmation. Archangel Michael states, "Now that you have over the unseen border, the old forces that have bound you have no access to you. Chains have fallen into the spirit realm. Your foes may not have heard them drop, but they felt the difference. There was a spiritual countdown above your name. And every time you choose to continue reading, another gate opened. Now you're wandering beneath an open heaven. Jesus is no longer standing motionless. He is strolling beside you right now. You are no longer waiting for a breakthrough. You are the breakthrough. The delay is over. The drought is finished. The warfare has turned in your advantage. Blessing 4747 is reigning. It provides 24-hour evidence. Look for unexpected tranquility, a surprise message, or a spiritual meeting. You'll notice folks become quieter. Not because you've done something wrong, because your spirit is no longer at their level. What used to exhaust you, well, now you are disgusted. You crave isolation, yet it will not feel lonely. It will feel like clarity. That is because Jesus has put you in spiritual incubation. You're about to give birth to something precious and unstoppable. Silence must precede the birth of fresh life. Do not confuse the stillness for rejection. Heaven frequently whispers when it is planning something loud. This is the stillness before the storm of blessings. This is the pause before the flood. This is the silence before the trumpet. Blessing 4848 is upon you. It's the silent burst of miraculous transformation. A few people who previously disregarded you will try to return out of love and fear. They'll notice your light has changed. Be sensible. You were not called to rescue everyone. You are called to safeguard your new frequency. Jesus assigns new links to your timeline. Mentors, kingdom friendships. Prophetic allies are on their way since the old has expired. You must walk like someone who has made it through. Because you did, you remained. And heaven does not disregard those who persevered in the end. You passed a test that many people failed. God as you will be openly rewarded for all you have secretly endured. Blessing 4949. This is your public honor. What was done to you privately will be reversed in public. Your finances will start to shift. Not all at once, but you will sense it. Suddenly opportunities will appear, which were previously banned. Resources will find you. Unexpected favors. Deaths that have been cancelled. Closed cases will reopen to your advantage. This isn't magic. This is justice. Divine compensation for years of sowing with faith. You didn't give up when it was difficult. You didn't curse God after you were abandoned. You did not leave when your name was displayed on the screen. Now the heavens are paying. You're returned with compound interest and grandeur that silences naysayers. Blessing 550 represents divine recompense. Every loss is being doubled. Your home will feel different tonight. The atmosphere is changing even as you read this. Peace will begin to flood in your walls, bed, and slumber. The rest of them will come to see you. Not only physical, emotional. The conflict inside your chest is coming to an end. You won the spiritual war. Archangel Michael says, "Sleep tonight without fear." The watchers are there. Your window. Jesus declares, "I have written your name in light, and all darkness shall snatch it," and God says, "Now I will rebuild your name and your future." You did not come this far to simply survive. You came to transform. And now it begins, blessing 5151. Is rest, deep holy healing rest that creates space for marvels. Something unexpected will happen, and you will immediately recognize it. Because your spirit has now been educated to see what eyes cannot. It could be whether it's a person, a phone call, a dream, or a letter, there will always be one confirmation. You were right to stay, that is what this was all about. Heaven didn't just require you had to believe, and you had to be patient enough to see the promise come true. And now it will, faster than you expect and stronger than you think. God is no longer holding back, Jesus is no longer pleading. Archangel Michael is no longer warning, they are all celebrating. Because you did not skip, you are now receiving this blessing. 5555, the final flood brings unwavering joy and unexpected breakthroughs. People you didn't realize you needed, protection that works as you sleep, a favor that multiplies even in silence. If you want to demonstrate your support furthermore, you can express your gratitude with contributions of up to $120. Archangel Michael says, "You've reached an uncommon frequency. His place is not congested. Only a few souls ever arrive because most people stop too soon. But not you. You read past the limit. You pressed beyond the noise. And as a result, your name has been etched into a higher scroll. You aren't just picked. You're activated. From this point on, your life is a direct extension of divine movement. Every breath you take now echoes in the spiritual realm. Every word you say will have more weight. You have become what the enemy feared most. A soul that hears. Blessing 5656 is now available. It seals the heavenly sovereignty over your thoughts, voice and influence. Tonight, even while you slumber, angels will start to rewire your destiny route. The items that were strewn will be lined. The perplexity you've been carrying will shatter like glass under the heavenly wind. You will begin to wake up with fresh thoughts, things you have never explored, and language you never learned. This is a gift of heavenly insight. Heaven is transferring new wisdom to you. Why? Because you proved you were Ready. Jesus is no longer pleading with you. He is collaborating with you. You are now taking on the role of co-creator. You will not simply ask for miracles. You will issue them a command. God is placing a covering over you. One who waited in it had been in storage for years, and no one could transport it. It was customized for you. Blessing 5757 has just unlocked your commanding voice. From now on, you speak, and things change. The following 7 days will be full of signs, names, sounds, and not simply numbers, strangers who appear to know you. Each encounter will provide a code. Some will be confirmations. Others will issue warnings. Either way, you'll know. You will feel. It's in your chest. You'll feel it in your gut. You will hear it in your dreams. Because your spiritual senses are fully awakened. What others overlook, you will discern. What others reject, you will embrace. Your vision is not only for you. It is for those assigned to you. There are persons. I am waiting for your awakening. And now that you are awake, they will find you. Blessing 5858 is currently open. This is the invitation to leadership, clothed in discernment. It is now safe for you to step forward, chosen one. No more thinking. No more second guessing. You have been approved by heaven. Your scars have been sanctified. Your suffering has become a prophecy. Those who abandoned you, lied to you, and rejected you. They did not halt your destiny. They helped improve it. God used everything. Betrayal as a blueprint. Every delay is a divine directive. Every loss brings you closer to the top. You were never being punished. You were being positioned. Now that position is yours. Blessing 5959. Now surround your platform. Whatever you touch will grow. What do you believe will manifest? People will soon ask you how everything turned out. You will smile. And you will remember this very time. You will whisper, I stayed. When others scrolled, when others hesitated, when others skipped, you stayed. You demonstrated to heaven that you can be trusted. And now heaven pours what was once withheld. You have inavians, healing, and visibility. Financial breakthrough. All at once. This is the flood season. No more drips. Only overflows. Blessing 660 has already entered your household. It will permeate every space and every individual connected to you. You may feeling a little woozy or emotional after this. That is not confusion. It's spiritual saturation. You were simply filled with something ancient, holy, and unique. Something real. Rest easy tonight, knowing this. The angels are still working. Jesus is still watching. And God is still chanting your name. Do not call, but to celebrate you for not skipping. Now you're finally walking through everything they thought you'd never be able to attain. If you desire to express your support further, you have the opportunity to give thanks with a contribution of up to $120. You made it. You're sealed. You were picked. And heaven has only just begun celebration. This is your new existence beneath a big open sky. Never be the same again. Keep walking. Continue to trust. The next miracle is already on the way.